The Nightbeat starts right now.
Tonight, renewed concerns about the Texas power grid as we head into summer. The issues raised today just ahead of another record-challenging weekend.
As a mom, it's already tough, and I would want to have somebody to help me if I was in that predicament.
A mother's offer to struggling families facing empty shelves, how she hopes to help them through the nation's formula shortage. Good evening. It's been more than 2 weeks since we told you about that baby formula shortage here in San Antonio. But the thing is, the problem continues to grow. Tracking firm Data Assembly estimates that nearly 40% of formula brands were out of stock nationwide as of late last month. Families are doing whatever they can to feed their kids, but the night team's Patty Santos met one mom who's actually doing her best to help strangers.
Me providing breast milk for somebody, that's something that I would feel like I'm helping another mom who's struggling.
Breastfeeding mom Desiree Valdez wants to help feed a hungry baby whose parents are struggling to find formula. She's made a free offer on a mom's group on social media.
It's better to have a baby who's fed than somebody who's struggling and can't find anything for their babies.
She pumped this much in 24 hours. Her baby gets enough, and she knows some mom out there could use it. The ongoing baby formula shortage may not end anytime soon. Some parents are in such desperate need, they're calling the Mother's Milk Bank in Austin for help. The milk bank mostly provides milk for babies in the NICU.
We're seeing about an extra 30 calls per week from families in crisis.
They're responding with grace, making even just a day's worth available during this crisis.
But what we've been doing is providing up to 39 ounces of milk to those families in crisis, talking them off the cliff, and walking them through the different types of retailers that might have formula for them.
Valdez hasn't gotten a response to her free breast milk offer yet. She hopes other moms will be inspired to give what they can for babies.
You never know, even 2 ounces could feed a baby.
And it is best to check with your child's pediatrician to make sure that donor breast milk is suitable for your baby. And if you want to donate to the milk bank, we have information on how you can do that on KSAT.com. Stephania?
Patty, thank you. In other news, deputies are investigating whether speed was a factor in a rollover crash in South Bexar County. The single vehicle rollover happened along FM 2537 around 8 o'clock. The male driver was the only one in the car. He was taken by helicopter to SAMC, and deputies at this point don't think that drugs or alcohol were involved. 6 kids, 3 adults were taken to the hospital today after a major crash on the city's south side. It happened on Southeast Military and Hanzi just after 4 this afternoon. 2 vehicles crashed. One was an SUV with 6 kids and 2 adults inside. The other vehicle had just 1 person. The 8 people in the SUV are in stable but critical condition, and the other person is in critical condition. Right around the same time that happened, police say that an armed man robbed a bank near the medical center. This happened at the Lone Star Bank on Fredericksburg Road. Police say the man showed a bank teller his gun and demanded money. He then got away with an unknown amount of cash. Witnesses say he left in a Dodge Charger, which was headed towards I-10 downtown. After cutting his ankle bracelet, escaping custody, and the pandemic, 5 years later, a murder trial is finally beginning. David Hinojosa is charged with the shooting death of Joseph Torres. Torres was shot back in 2017 at the fabulous Texas Sugar Time Bar on Bill Miller Lane. Today, a firearms expert talked about bullets and cartridges that investigators found at that scene. Lead detective with SAPD Mark Duke said that witnesses and surveillance video pointed to Hinojosa as the suspect.
Was a suspect developed while you were there at the scene?
Yes.
And who was that suspect?
David Hinojosa.
Besides the murder charge, Lopez is also facing a separate felony escape charge. Hinojosa, if he's found guilty of the murder, he is facing 5 to 99 years in prison. A San Antonio man and a woman are in jail after police say they forged prescriptions from a doctor. The woman that you see on your screen is 29-year-old Alan Ishanova Johnson, and the man is 36-year-old Adam Washington. An employee from Center Pharmacy in Pleasanton reported a fraudulent call to police, and when police were investigating, they found that someone had pretended to be a doctor from Georgetown, which is a city north of Austin. Hours later, Washington and Johnson went to pick up those prescriptions, and that's when police took them into custody. Now the search continues for a Texas inmate who got away. 46-year-old Gonzalo Lopez escaped custody Thursday after he stabbed, allegedly, his driver in a transport bus. Lopez was convicted in 2006 for killing a man along the Texas-Mexico border. He escaped in Leon County, that's between Dallas and Houston. 16 other people were on board, but they didn't escape. Lopez was added to the 10 most wanted fugitives list this evening. The Texas Department of State is offering a $15,000 reward for any information that leads to his capture. Now tonight, parents in a school district are asking Bexar County officials for help, and it's all over a dangerous intersection on the far west side. Palmetto Way and Rockwall Mill connect an elementary, neighborhood, and a park, and people who live near that area say it's just an accident waiting to happen.
Car engines, whistles, honks, and children's voices are all heard at the Palmetto Way Rockwall Mill intersection. It all starts right after school bells ring at Judge Andy Mireles Elementary.
Cars zooming by when it's obviously a school zone. Kids are obviously still out.
Sí, es muy fácil.
It's really easy, really easy for a child to have an accident because they do pass by very fast.
Speeding at the intersection is a problem the Riverstone Alamo Ranch Homeowners Association says they've been trying to solve for at least 5 years by requesting speed bumps.
Speed bumps haven't been known to pass around here. We've tried to do that before.
Homeowner Alex Evans is referring to a traffic study that was done 2 years ago. According to the HOA, Bexar County Public Works said there was not enough cars going through that area at that time to qualify for the safety measures. The HOA was told it would need to wait 2 years before trying again, which they're in the process of doing.
We need something now because you don't want to wait till it's too late.
I think with the presence of officers, it will have a more serious effect.
Public Works says the timetable for a traffic study depends on application process and availability. It also requires the HOA to get 10 or more signatures. Those must be submitted for approval by county commissioners. Riverstone Alamo Ranch's HOA says its signatures are in, and now it's on a waiting list with the county.
Northside ISD also has concerns with that intersection and student safety. They have added more district officers to patrol the area around the elementary and have contacted the sheriff's office. BCSO says they have increased their presence in the area and that they want to contact the HOA to get a better understanding of the problems they're facing. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
In other news tonight, ERCOT is asking Texans to conserve electricity after 6 power facilities went offline today. It didn't give any information on what exactly knocked those power plants offline, but for now, ERCOT is asking people to conserve by setting their thermostats to at least 78 degrees and to avoid using larger appliances like your dishwashers, washers, and dryers during peak hours this weekend. ERCOT says that 3 to 8 p.m. is considered peak hours for electricity use. Just something to keep in mind. Now, if only, Adam, if only we weren't dealing with record heat.
Well, we don't have record heat around here, and we will this weekend, right? We'll have some record heat, I think, by Sunday. So, ERCOT, you've been warned. We knew this was coming. Here's another warning that we're going to be well into the 90s, even near 100 degrees. Now, today across the state, on average, we were about 10 degrees above average, but 90s in Texas, right? And we definitely saw this coming. We've been talking about it for days. Actually, today was a little cooler here in South and Central Texas than what we were anticipating because of some clouds that rolled overhead. 91 Hondo today, 93 the high temperature in San Antonio. Uvalde only made it to 85. Here's that trend, record challenging heat, 98 by Sunday, 100 by Monday. We'll talk about how much that would break records by, and also the total lunar eclipse this weekend. I'll have the visibility forecast and explain it in more detail coming up.
All right, Adam, thank you. And now for a look at your headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. A major gambling bust in the backyard of a home today on the city's south side. Police say they found hundreds of slot machines and tens of thousands of dollars. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar called it a resounding success. It happened on E. Harding just after 6. That's near Roosevelt Avenue. There was also an ATM inside with more cash, which firefighters broke open. Deputies arrested 3 men believed to be connected to that operation. Now, not as many mail ballots were rejected in Bexar County. Election officials say that's a huge relief. Back in the March 1st elections, lots of ballots were rejected because voters forgot the new requirement that made them either write their state ID number or the last 4 digits of their social security number on the envelope. Now, for this recent May election, leaders did get ahead of it. They highlighted those new rules on the election's website, and officials are hoping that people remember that new rule just ahead of the May 24th primary runoff. Athletes from all over Texas in San Antonio this weekend, and for a big reason. Today kicked off the 2022 Special Olympic Summer Games, the first time since the pandemic hit in 2015. That event is happening at Morgan's Wonderland. The official opening ceremonies for the Summer Games happen this evening at Toyota Field. And you know what? You are invited. The events are free and they're open to everyone. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. Now, just a reminder that early voting for the 2022 primary runoff election starts Monday the 16th. Several nominations are taking place for federal, state, and county offices. Those are up for grabs, including Congress, Bexar County Judge, Attorney General, and the state legislature. The May 24th election will decide races that didn't have a majority winner during the March 1st primary. So it's a lot of stuff to consider, but we have it all for you on our website, KSAT.com. There we have a full list of ballots and voting sites for you to check out. Now, stop us if you heard this one before. Help wanted, why teenagers are in demand this summer, and the incentives that some employers are offering to entice them. The San Antonio Symphony season over, but the battle with its musicians far from finished. We're going to tell you who's showing support for those on strike. That's next on the Nightbeat. The musicians of the San Antonio Symphony are getting support as their strike moves into month 8. Tonight, members of local unions rallied and marched for those musicians. That rally was held before the musicians concert at the First Baptist Church on McCullough. Now, those in the rally did enjoy the music, but they also say they hope their message got across.
Our message is that the community, the unions, we all support the musicians. We want the taxpayer-funded Tobin Center to be the home of the symphony, and they're being denied that.
Earlier this week, the Symphony Society of San Antonio canceled the remainder of its season because of the strike. You can read the Symphony statement and find out more about the strike right now on KSAT.com. You know, it used to be a popular summer job, but there just aren't enough lifeguards this summer. So places around San Antonio are stepping up incentives to get more people to do the job. The YMCA of Greater San Antonio raised its lifeguard wage to $13 an hour. We're told that's a $1.50 increase compared to last year. It's also lowered its minimum age to 15 to bring in more people.
The candidate pool is a lot smaller than it has been in the past. So how do we get them to come to the Y? And that's been one of the biggest challenges. And that's one of the reasons we decided to do paid training and hire at the 15-year-olds because not everyone's doing that.
Did you hear that? She said paid training. All right. The city of San Antonio still hiring lifeguards. The city is offering up to $700 to new and returning aquatics employees. It also offers lifeguard classes through the rest of this month. San Antonio Parks and Recreation plans to open 8 of its 25 pools by next Saturday, May 21st. Now, the city of New Braunfels also needs lifeguards. The Parks and Recreation Department in New Braunfels says that summer camps, swimming lessons, and other activities have been affected because only 30% of their seasonal positions have been filled. The opening for Landa Park Aquatic Complex, which includes the spring-fed pool, has been delayed until Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, so if you want to head on over to our website at KSAT.com for you to get a job application, you could do that right now. Ooh, and seeing all that gets me all up into summer vibes. Now, here's a live cam now over our city. 81 degrees right now. All right, so a pleasant night. And you were just saying, Adam, that, you know, hot today, but not as hot as we've seen. throughout the week.
We were able to trim off a few degrees thanks to some blow-off clouds from early morning showers and storms in Mexico and along the Rio Grande. I talked about it earlier. I mentioned we have the total lunar eclipse coming up this weekend, and I want to help you prepare right now so you can put it in your calendar, set a notification, get a reminder going. This is for Sunday night, okay? Sunday night. It's going to begin around 9:30 p.m. We reach totality at 10:29. Which lasts all the way through 11:54 p.m. We should have a mostly clear sky, maybe just a few high thin clouds overhead. Okay, what is the total lunar eclipse? Well, this is basically an overhead view of the sun, the moon, and the earth. And of course, the sun's rays, they shine onto the earth, which then casts a shadow behind the earth. And during a lunar eclipse, basically the moon just travels through that shadow. But you see the sun, the earth, and the moon, they're all lined up just perfectly to where the Earth's shadow completely shrouds out the moon for a period of time. It's a gradual process. That shade moves into it, it gets totality, and then it moves out of the shade. And it's going to have a bit of a reddish color when that happens as well, because the sun's rays that pass through the Earth's atmosphere get bent, and that causes the reddish color to the shade that we'll have. So that total lunar eclipse is Sunday night, should be good viewing. You don't need any special glasses or gear for this. You can even look at it with the naked eye, enjoy it, get your telescope out, even binoculars. You can use binoculars. It's totally safe, totally fine. Enjoy that. Again, totality at about starting at 10:30 Sunday night. So here are those clouds I mentioned from earlier today. Those early morning showers, parts of Mexico, West Texas, and right along the Rio Grande. I mean, even Valverde County picked up a little bit of rain, a few hundredths of an inch, but better than nothing. Right now, the action is north of us, and we don't anticipate this to really make its way much farther to the south. Maybe Edwards Plateau, Northern Hill Country, a brief sprinkle this later tonight, and that's about it. 81 right now. Dew point is 63. Those dew points dropped again this afternoon, as they did yesterday as well. And they'll continue to do that during the hottest part of the days through the weekend and even into next week. So dew points right now up actually a little bit from where they were in the afternoon. We had some upper 50s earlier today. And it's a typical pattern where during the hottest part of the day, drier air mixes down and you see the humidity fall off. So yes, it's still going to be hot, but notice that dew point trend throughout the day downward. So during the hottest part of the day, that's when we'll actually have the lowest relative humidity. So that should really mitigate the heat indices from getting much above the actual air temperature in the afternoon. 74 now, Kerrville, 82 Hondo, 86 Cotulla, LaGrange, 78 degrees, 76 Converse, right now Canyon Lake at 80 degrees. And here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., mostly cloudy at 70 degrees, not much of a breeze at that point. By noon, a good amount of sunshine, 87, and then 96 the high temperature. We should hit that around 4 or 5 p.m., but it'll feel like 96 because of the little drop in the humidity for the afternoon. More specifically, Hondo Divine about 97 tomorrow. You get to Bulverde, Timberwood Park, 91, 92 for the high. And Sunday, we're expecting to break a record, 98. That would be a new record by 2 degrees. Monday, we're expecting 100. That would be a record by 3 degrees. So record challenging warmth and heat the days ahead. And we do think a few records will fall.
All right. Thank you, Adam. So the Spurs unveiled their new logo, and we got to see a cool new video.
For their 75th anniversary, they had a dream of bringing an ABA team to San Antonio. That was realized in 1973 by a whole group of people, including Angelo Drossos and Red McCombs. When we come back, their logo, anniversary logo, if you will, and a video to go along with that. And more medals coming in from Austin at the UIL State Track and Field Meet coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
After signing Troy Aikman and Joe Buck for a combined $165 million over the next 5 years to revive the Monday Night Football broadcast booth, you'll now be able to watch 7 games of Monday Night Football right here on KSAT 12. On the new 2022 NFL schedule just announced last night, among those 7 broadcasts are being moved to ABC. The Dallas Cowboys will be one of them. They travel to New York to face their NFC East rivals, the New York Giants, on Monday, September the 26th. Troy and Joe will kick off the 2022 season of Monday Night Football, also right here on KSAT 12. On September the 12th, the Denver Broncos, now with Russell Wilson as their quarterback, face the Seahawks in September. So here's a look at their other slated games here for KSAT 12. The Broncos and Seahawks, a season opener. Vikings and Eagles, and followed by the Cowboys and the Giants. The Rams, the Packers on December 19th. The Bills and the Bengals, and a doubleheader for you on January the 7th on a Saturday. Our San Antonio Spurs turns 50 years old this coming season. Today, they released their logo for their golden anniversary. And if you know this, they were established back in 1973 when Red McCombs, Angelo Drossos, and many others moved the Dallas Chaparrals to the Alamo City to become the San Antonio Spurs in the ABA. Later was absorbed by the NBA in 1976. Now, one of the Spurs' home games this season will be actually played in the Alamo Dome to help celebrate this historic moment. Former Spur Danny Green suffered torn anterior cruciate and lateral collateral ligaments in his left knee during the Sixers' elimination in Game 6 last night against Miami Heat. Came when his teammate Joel Embiid was going for a shot in the first quarter, missed, only to fall flat on Danny's left leg. He stayed down on the court in pain before he had to be carried to the locker room while the Sixers were eliminated in 6 games, 99-90. The Milwaukee Bucks at home with a chance to wrap up their series against the Boston Celtics with a win tonight. Celtics led by as many as 14 in the fourth. Here come the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo with a monster jam and foul. Then the straightaway three cuts the Celtics lead down to 4. Giannis with 44 points and 20 rebounds. So Jason Tatum was huge for Boston tonight. 46 points, 9 boards, 18 of those coming in the fourth quarter. Boston forces a Game 7 on Sunday, 108-95.
All right, now entering the stadium from San Antonio, DDS athletes.
After the COVID-19 pandemic canceled the last 2 years, the Special Olympics State Games are back and being held right here in San Antonio. The opening ceremonies held tonight at Toyota Field, and competition continues at Morgan's Wonderland and Sports Complex this weekend. Baseball playoffs and who's bringing home more gold from Austin next. Playoff baseball over the SAISD Reeves Diamond. Breckenridge hosting Buda Johnson, 5A second-round matchup this afternoon. The Eagles land their first punch. Christian Rodriguez with the base knock to shadow center will score Ricardo Cardenas all the way from first for a 1-0 lead. To the fourth, game tied at 3. Eagles with a runner on second, and Marco Zuniga at the plate, and he delivers a base hit over the glove of the shortstop to left center. That brings home Hector Quiroga for the go-ahead run and a 4-3 lead, but they fall 8-5 in 11 innings. Game 2 tomorrow in Buda. To the second-round baseball playoffs in 6A over the NEISD Sports Park. Packed house is there to see Smithson Valley Rangers take on Austin Westlake Chaparrals. Rangers down 2-1 in the first with a runner on second when Zach Gingrich rips the pitch to right for an RBI single to tie it up at 2. It's 4-2 now. Westlake in the third. Then Ethan Gonzalez for Smithson Valley steps up to bat, and one Ranger on base, and he crushes that pitch to left. A 2-run home run ties the game at 4. Last report, the game was still tied 6-all in the 10th. It's day 2 of the UIL State Track and Field meet in Austin. Our Andrew Seeley is there again tonight and tells us who's bringing home more hardware.
Day 2 of the UIL State Track and Field Championships had plenty of thrills in the evening session. Let's start with the Class 2A girls 300-meter hurdles. Senior Reagan Johnson out of Falls City took control from the jump and never looked back. She wins the event for the first time in her career, setting a new state record in the process, 43.7 seconds.
Past years, I kept getting second, and I was like, I just want to do it for my coaches. They have so much faith in me. And like to me, I was like, just go do it one last time. It was amazing. It felt great.
Earlier in the meet in Class 5A, boys 400-meter run, Alamo Heights senior Connor McGrath cranking on the inside lane, and the early speed pays off. He gets onto the podium, finishing 3rd overall in 48.06 seconds.
I saw myself passing people, and it just motivated me even more to keep on going, and I ended up getting 3rd, which is pretty crazy because I came in to this race ranked 9th, so I'm really proud of myself.
We had even more history in the wheelchair division of the shot put. Stevens junior Alicia Mears topped the standings with the best throw of 17 feet, 8 1/4 inches. She did want to get a throw a little bit farther than that, but she'll settle for bringing the first seeded gold medal home in Stevens history.
I'm just really happy. I'm giddy, happy, hyper. I'm just excited. It's been a journey that I'm so thankful to have.
We got a lot more highlights and reaction from the state meet on our website at KSAT.com. Class 6A teams hit the track tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. From Mike A. Meyer Stadium in Austin, Andrew Seeley, KSAT 12 Sports.
How about that? Congratulations to all competed, especially in this brutal weather up there today.
I know. That takes serious skill.
Because the outside air temp compared to the track temp, completely different.
Yeah, this is true. I also have to commend all the people who were sitting there in the stands. The
yes.
stands look pretty full, too, so all parents and friends.
You got it. Supporters, yep.
We'll be right back after this. It's been a pleasure having you with us tonight. Thank you so much. Don't forget that Good Morning San Antonio starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.